All right, we are going to begin. If I could get you all to focus, come back together. We all know teachers make horrible students. 16 years as an English teacher, I understand, but we're gonna turn it over to our doc students. You guys are in charge. I'm gonna go over there. Who wants the mic first?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I know it's a Saturday. I know you have to be here, but still, thank you. All right, so today we're going to be talking about creating relationships, and our plan is to give you some strategies to build connections in the classroom. We know as new teachers, pre-service teachers, one of the biggest struggles that we had was coming up with those strategies to build those connections and having our toolbox kind of set up and ready to go as soon as we started teaching. We wanted to start you off with a quote from Rich Milner. The students were resistant to me because they did not know me when I first started teaching here. There was all this pushback because the kids were like, I don't care who you are, I don't know you. And that was from Mr. Hall, a middle school science teacher that Dr. Milner interviewed. And we wanted to leave you with that because we know it is so important to build those relationships and cultivate those relationships with our students right away, so we really can get hit the ground running academically. So I'm going to pass this off now to, oh, never mind, just kidding. So to introduce ourselves, my name is Katherine Hallford. I am pursuing my PhD in literacy education, emphasizing in family literacy. I have a bachelor's in liberal studies from Cal State Bakersfield. My master's degree is in literacy education from here at UNLV. I am currently a Read by grade 3 strategist at an elementary school, and prior to that, I taught 6 years of 5th grade.
Yes, give him a round of applause. Good morning, everyone. My name is Genaro Hernandez. I am also pursuing a PhD in curriculum instruction. My BA is from UCSD. Political science. I hold a master's degree in leadership and educational administration. I'm currently an AP at a middle school here at CCSD. And my background is in elementary. Sonja, you don't need the microphone, Sonja. You can speak loud enough? Okay.
Student here at UNLV. Thank you so much. I also have started my educational career, after my bachelor's. Education is my second career, and I went into special education. I first started teaching students with emotional behavior disorder, and then I went into teaching students identified with autism. After that, I then went into teaching students at elementary grades 3 through 5. And also had an experience teaching at early childhood. I currently work at the Nevada Department of Education, and what I do there, I oversee K-12 ELA, and primarily looking at instructional standards and also instructional curriculum. And we're really happy to have you all here with us this morning. So I'm going to turn it back over to Kat.
Oh, Genaro.
Oh. All right, so these are our objectives for today. So today, we are going to share the perspectives of educators that are currently in the classroom. We'll provide you with meaningful strategies that you can readily implement into your classroom and help you be successful when you're working with your students. And finally, we are going to approach how you're going to approach your students. We're going to provide you some, again, strategies of how you can approach your students in your classroom with a growth mindset. And hopefully, again, those strategies will help you become successful. I know it's a difficult endeavor, but we're so happy again that you're taking on that endeavor because we do need you. We do need you.
All right, so strategies-wise, I'm going to go ahead and start it off. So I always joke that my success with my students in my classroom and is in my relationship building with is I just treat them like people. And I talk to them. So that is what I'm kind of starting you guys off with. It's something called the 30-second conversation. I did not come up with it. I don't remember where I learned it from. But it's just a strategy for talking to your students, and it's talking to them with intention. You choose a topic that you know your student knows well, whether it is their family or a sport you know they're interested in, or research an anime that they love to watch or something, so you could have that conversation with them. Pay attention to their responses and mirror those responses to get more of them in the conversation. If they are talking about, you're asking them like, oh, do you play any sports? Or I know you like to play soccer. They're like, yeah, I really, really, really love soccer. I play on the weekends. You're like, oh, what you play on the weekends? And then you can say, what kind of sport do you play? And just mirroring those responses and showing that genuine interest with your students really does go like a million miles. It really, really does help. And it also builds their oral language skills. As a student pursuing my degree in literacy, it builds their oral language skills, and it mirrors back in age-appropriate responses. So, what do you like to do on the weekends? Oh, stuff. Well, what kind of stuff do you like to do? I like to play video games. Oh, you like to play video games? That's awesome. What kind of video games do you like to play? It mirrors those things, and it helps build those oral development skills, or the oral language skills, sorry. And then you finish their conversation with praise for their oral language skills. Thank you for talking to me. We had an awesome conversation. Thank you. And it builds their relationship with you. It builds their self-esteem, their language skills, and it's just all around a great tool. And it's really, really simple. Like I said, just treat them like people and talk to them. And here is Hannah.
Thank you very much. Dr. Milner, in his presentation, talked about the students you're going to have in your classrooms here at CCSD. You are going to have a diverse group of students in your classroom, and we need to support them. We need to embrace the diversity that they bring into our classroom, but also we need to leverage their assets. Students come in with assets, and we need to identify those assets, leverage those assets, and we need to support them, and they need to see themselves in that classroom. And one way to do it is through asset orientation. Again, identifying those assets and identifying how they can be included in the classroom. And one way to do it is through literacy. Finding books, and Dr. Milner talked about it, is finding books where they can see each other, where they can see other people, other cultures. But again, it's bringing them into the classroom, and not only they're going to be engaged, but they want to be in the classroom. They want to learn about those things, and that's where. Oh, can you click on that next one? Thank you. So talking about where they're coming from, and that's the first start, is talking to them, getting to know your students, getting to know where they come from, developing relationships with your students is key, and Kat spoke a little bit about that, is developing relationship with your students is key, because you need to identify, you need to know them first. Before you move on to the curriculum, you need to know who they are, where they're coming from, and develop, again, those relationships with them. Can we click on the next one? The strategy that I'm going to share with all of you is one that I know that Sonja uses in her classroom every quarter. I use as a teacher. We can go to the next slide, please. That I have a teacher that I supervise this school. Again, I'm in a middle school. I'm an assistant principal at a middle school. And this is a picture I took of our classroom. And this is what she does. She has this box in her classroom. It says, "What I wish my teacher knew." And that's a great strategy that she has in her classroom. And students every day write a note. Not every day, but every so often they write a note and they put it in that box. And that's a way for her to identify who they are, know where their backgrounds, what they're struggling with, what they want to share with her, any experiences that they feel comfortable sharing with the teacher. And you'll be surprised at things that they share with you. You would be surprised. Again, I did this in the classroom. I found out so many things about my students, and that enabled me to develop deeper relationships with them. And when you develop a deeper relationship with your students, they're more prone to learning in your classroom. They're more prone to wanting to go to your classroom. And then the curriculum that you implement is going to be easier to implement because, again, you develop that relationship with them. They'll want to be in your classroom. We actually have at the end of this presentation a link to a shared folder, where I do have a link to this, a copy of this, I wish my teacher knew. It's in a digital form, it's in a Google form. So you're welcome to share that with your students once you're in the classroom. And it's a great way, again, to develop your relationship with your students and get to know where they come from. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to our friend Sonja.
Okay, yeah, so I actually just did I Wish My Teacher Knew, but I do it every single quarter, and then I actually provide different questions to support. So what do you need? How do you need me to approach you? Like, do I need to talk to you differently? Do I need to have like elevated language? Do I need to change my verbiage towards you? Like, what do you need from me? But then also, how can you do better? So then it's kind of like a compromise. But leading into that, my motto for teaching is strategies, but like a trick up your sleeve. So I am not a brain, like I'm not a bookworm, not at all. My thing is more of network, and my thing is more like what tricks can I do, because there are going to be lessons that just fail. There's going to be times where kids are not feeling it, you're not feeling it, you're moody, like they're moody. Mondays, weird Wednesdays is a real deal. So I just have tricks up my sleeve because I want to transition quickly and effectively. And let's be real, there's always one person who never stops talking, and then there's one person who never talks at all, and you're like, hello, are you there? So this is what I like to do, and we're actually going to try it. I know we're in a theater, but this is a great way for you to figure out, like, when one person doesn't feel included, they kind of need to figure it out, and you as a group need to pull them in. So I like to establish A-B partners. Small group is my jam. You want to give me 100 kids, I got it. You give me 17, I don't know what to do with them. So we do A-B or face or shoulder partner work. This is actually a Kagan strategy that I use, and I use it every single day. It is my thing. My admin knows it, my other teachers know it, my colleagues know it, the kids know it, and I use it with 2 or 3 other strategies. The other strategy I use is a timer, because these kids, again, they won't talk or they will talk, and you got to use it to your best way to like get the class going. So my advice, I would say, is practice for at least 1 full quarter. So the strategies that we're providing, you can't say it doesn't work because you tried it one time and you failed the instruction. You need to stick with it, modify if you have to per class or per whatever quarter, whatever the vibe is going on. But at least try it for 1 full quarter so that you can say, yes, this was a success, or no, this like really didn't work out for me and like the way I instruct. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do shoulder partner. So the person to the left of you, to the right of you. Now, I know we're in a theater and it's a little bit odd, but if someone is about 3-4 seats away, for those of you that are 3-4 away, just tag into one, whether they're behind you, in front of you, figure it out, shout, whatever. But what I want you to do is I'm going to give you 15 seconds for your group to have a discussion. I'm going to provide you the question. When I say time, that means you need to stop. If one group does not stop, I'm gonna redo it, and you're gonna say everything again until we get it, right? I know, but it works. Okay, so, all right, so your question, I wanna give you 5 seconds. You're gonna have 5 seconds to think about your question, and then when I release you to your groups, each one of you will say who it is. I will also tell you who's gonna go first, and then you can go in like a round robin kind of situation. Like, we'll go to the left. Okay, so what I want you to think about is, what is one thing that you learned from Dr. Milner's presentation? Just one, not 5, not 20, 1. Okay, so take 5 seconds, think about it. Do we have it? Just nod. Perfect. Okay, shoulder partner. Your shoulder partner is either to the left or to your right. Let's just work with me here because I know we're in a theater. But you have 15 seconds. First person to go is the person with the shortest pinky. Once you figure out your shortest pinky, you have 15 seconds. Your time starts now.
So you guys have about 10 minutes left?
Yeah, we want to Q&A.
Yeah. And then this is going to be for you all. There's a slideshow.
Time. Oh, nope. People didn't stop. We got to do it again. I don't care if you have to re-say it, but nope. We had a couple of my groups. They didn't do it correctly. Okay, think about your question. What is one thing you learned from Dr. Milner? Have 5 seconds to think about it. For those of you, my little chatterboxes, condense it, okay? You have 15 seconds. Person to go first this time. Let's see who our nail biters are here. Who has the shortest nails? Shortest nails. 15 seconds starts now. give some? That was actually pretty good. Okay, so my last thing I want to leave with you, you can modify it. Whether Kat is in primary K through 5, whether Genaro is AP admin, I know he trust me, he would give me total high, like, effective teacher with this. So whether in middle school or in high school, just modify to how you want it. And again, the last thing I want to leave it with you is practice. You need practice, kids need practice. It's really good engagement. You always have one person that never stops talking. You have one person just, you're like, please, can you say hi, like when you walk through the door? So that would be my advice to you, is to just practice. Try it. You need to try it. They need to try it. And I promise you, you will actually have, once it's third quarter and everyone's losing their mind waiting for break, they will still continue to do what you need them to do, and they will learn together, and that'll be student-led. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonja. Next slide, please. So I wanted to close out this morning with what Dr. Milner talked about, and that's opportunity-centered teaching. And I really wanted to end this morning to give you some tips and tricks on what I can give you in terms of advice on what the next steps would be in terms of when you get your classroom. So one thing that Dr. Milner talked about in his book is about, what's really important is building those relationships with your students, getting to know them, getting to know their families, getting to know about their cultures, getting to know about where they're from. Also, the next step is building those rigorous, relevant, and engaging assessments. Now, I'm not talking about those assessments in the back of the curriculum book. I'm talking about assessments that you build together with your team, your grade level team. When you work together with your grade level team, those are your peers. Your peers will build assessments together that will be rigorous and they'll be engaging for your students. The next one is Tier 1 instruction and best practices. You know, strive for hitting instructional at the Tier 1 level every day. You're probably thinking, that's impossible. But if you know your students and you know their background and you know what they can do, that is possible. The next one is academic supports for student success. What does that mean? That means basically being their cheerleader every day, welcoming them to their classroom every day, making phone calls and calling parents and telling them that Johnny did great today, where that parent is normally, when they see that school phone number on the caller ID, they don't want to answer it. And lastly, that shared leadership and professional development. Now, you're going to find those moments in time where you're going to see, I have no time for anything, because you have your own personal lives and your families. However, I encourage you to take upon yourself continued professional learning for yourselves. Engage in professional development that you find that is valuable. There is going to be so much professional development that's going to be thrown at you, but you as individuals need to be able to decipher which ones are going to be most important for your time. So in the book, in our shared drive, I went ahead and dropped the NEPF. I also dropped the curriculum standards for math, ELA, social studies, and science. I recommend that you don't memorize the standards, but you familiarize yourself with the standards. Don't beat yourself up saying that you don't know RI 3.2 is main idea of a text. Okay? You're not going to get it right at the first year. You build that up. You build that repertoire up. And it's okay to say, I don't know everything, because that is where your colleagues step in and help you. And in addition to those, in that drive is a folder titled Resiliency. And Elena Aguilar is a great author when it comes to resiliency. And she talks about how teachers need to be resilient for their students, because your students are counting on you every day. And then lastly, I would like to close out with give yourself grace. You know, be easy on yourselves, because you'll see, as we all talked up here, it's going to be hard, but you are amazing individuals that have fantastic students that are waiting for you. So again, thank you so much for spending the time with us and allowing us to speak with you.
I am so sorry. One more time. What was the question again? So sorry. Oh,
I said, what other strategies? What other strategies do you have to engage students rapidly, apart from what you just did with the AB partner thing?
I have many. I don't know. Is this for anyone, or you're specifically asking me about AB partner? Okay. So what the question was is what our strategies are there to so sorry. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm a little nervous. Engage students. So I know for a fact that Padlet is amazing. It's kind of like a Facebook in a sense. And I have that. I don't do it every time, but Padlet is like quick. One day I'll do a warm up and I'm like, hey, get onto Padlet. It's free. And I'm like, post a picture of how you feel today. Or I say it's meme day, post a picture of how you feel today. And then I'll like immediately go, okay, with your shoulder partner, describe your meme, describe how you're feeling, or there's also stand up, hand up, pair up, where if you want people to get up and out of their seats because they sit all day, and you literally have them have their hand up, and then I usually put K-pop because none of my kids know the language, and so they can't like sing and get distracted with it. So I'll do the hand, and then when I stop the music, they find the person closest to them, give a high five, and then I do my face AB partner work. And then I still do constantly smallest pinky. Sometimes, like obviously with the nail biting, it's just kind of funny. But then I'm like, okay, who has like the nicest shoes on right now? Or like who has like laces on? Or who has the most like black on, or whatever. And so it's constant. But you can modify that to however you want. Do you have? Oh, we're done on time. Okay, we really appreciate your time. We are so happy that you guys are starting this career. If you ever have questions, we would and should put up our email, but you will find us out through the day. And if you want to get in contact with us, you're more than welcome to. So we'll see you guys.
Thank you kindly. All right, you all are going to be moving upstairs. Not you all. You all are staying. You all just stay. Actually, while I have you here, if you all would grab some Post-its so that you can do your